Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to race again. We welcome you to the YouTube SpringNationals. Mario Kart qualifying session 1 at the line, ready to go. My new helper is my nephew.
Hi.
He also races in Funny Car and Pro Stock, both on Team Thunder. Without any further ado, let's begin Mario Kart qualifying session number 1. Our first pair, the new purple Yoshi in the far lane, Waluigi in the near lane. And they both crash. We'll get no time, nothing for session 1. First time we've ever had a double crash, or you guys have just witnessed history. So our next pair, hopefully these two get down the track. We have Toadette in the far lane, Cat Peach in the near lane. They get down. Toadette a 168.7. Cat Peach a 168.4. They will go 1 and 2. Our next pair, we have Rosalina in the far lane. Bowser Jr. in the near lane. Rosalina's going to get disqualified and crash. A 179.1 for Bowser Jr. He'll get his time. Bowser Jr. goes number 3. Our next pair, Baby Mario in the far lane, Baby Peach in the near lane. Baby Peach a 168.3, Baby Mario a 169.2. Baby Peach goes to number 1 spot, Baby Mario goes number 4. Our next pair, we have Wario in the far lane, Koopa Troopa in the near lane. A 166.9 for Koopa Troopa. A 168.9 for Wario. Koopa Troopa goes to the number 1 spot. Koopa Troopa goes to number 1 spot. Wario goes number 5. Our next pair, we have Donkey Kong in the far lane. Bowser in the near lane. Donkey Kong a 166.0. He goes to number 1 spot. Bowser with a 168.4. Donkey Kong to the number 1 spot. Bowser to the number 4 spot. Our next pair, Diddy Kong in the far lane. Red Yoshi in the near lane. 167.1 for Diddy Kong and a 168.5 for Red Yoshi. Diddy Kong goes to number 3 spot. Red Yoshi goes to number 6 spot. Our next pair, we have Luigi in the far lane. Yoshi in the near lane. 168.7 for Yoshi. You see him shoot on back. 169.1 for Luigi. Green Yoshi goes number 9. Luigi goes number 11. Our next pair, we have Light Blue Yoshi in the far lane. Tanuki Mario near lane. 166.7 for Tanuki Mario and a 167.0 for Light Blue Yoshi.
Tanuki Mario goes number 1 and Light Blue Yoshi goes number 2.
Thank you, Kaden.
You're welcome.
Our next pair, we have Baby Luigi in the far lane. Princess Peach in the near lane. Princess Peach is going to not finish her run. A 165.5 for Baby Luigi. He's going to the number 1 spot. Baby Luigi to the number 1 spot. Princess Peach will not get a time, will not get a spot. We now have 16 times. Bowser Jr. is on the bump. Number 16. The 179.1. Our next pair, Shy Guy in the far lane. Mario in the near lane. 163.7. Career and new national record from Shy Guy. Mario 169.1. Shy Guy to the number 1 spot. Shy Guy goes number 1. Mario, despite the 169.1 time, goes to the bump spot. He's number 16. Our next pair, Dry Bones in the far lane. Toad in the near lane. Toad struggles off the line. He hits cones. He's going to get disqualified. Dry Bones, a 165.6. Dry Bones goes number 3. Luigi now on the bump with a 169.1. By far the quickest Mario Kart field we've had yet. And our final pair of Mario Kart qualifying session number 1. Lakitu in the far lane. Light Blue Shy Guy near lane. Lakitu hits cones, gets disqualified at 164.6. For Light Blue Shy Guy, he will get his time.
Now,
After qualifying session number 1, here is your current Mario Kart field. Shy Guy, the red Shy Guy, is your number 1 qualifier with a new national record, a 163 with a 7. Followed by Light Blue Shy Guy, Baby Luigi, Dry Bones, Tanuki Mario, Light Blue Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Koopa Troopa, rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, Diddy Kong number 9, followed by Baby Peach, Bowser, Red Yoshi, Cat Peach, Toadette, Green Yoshi, and Wario on the bump with a 168.9,
I will double check.
I believe. But he's on the bump. Currently not qualified. With times, Luigi, Mario, Baby Mario, and Bowser Jr. with no times, 6 drivers. Lakitu, Toad, Princess Peach, Rosalina, Waluigi, and Purple Yoshi. We move in to Pro Stock Thunder Cycle. And our first pair of Pro Stock Thunder Cycle. We have James in the far lane, Nate in the near lane. Nate with a 174.3. James with a 174.2. Good run. James 1, Nate 2. Our next pair, we have Michael in the far lane, Linlin in the near lane. Linlin a 178.0. Michael a 181.8. They're going to go 3 and 4. Linlin goes number 3. Michael goes number 4. Our next pair, we have Scotty in the far lane, Terry in the near lane. Scotty a 174.3, Terry a 177.6. Oh boy, Scotty goes 3, Terry goes number 4. Our next pair, we have King in the far lane, Ray Ray in the near lane. And we're on a 176.8 for King and a 178.0 for Ray Ray.
Good run.
King goes number 4. Ray Ray goes number 7. Our next pair, we have Violet in the far lane, Caleb in the near lane. Caleb a 174.6, a 178.7 for Violet.
Caleb went number 4 and Violet went number 9.
Thank you, Caden.
You're welcome.
Our next pair, we have Philip in the far lane. And this is Sinister in the near lane. It's been a while, guys. Don't blame me. Sinister a 175.6. Philip a 180 with a 2. Good run.
We've had some great races. The first time we...
Sinister goes number 5. Philip goes number 11. Our next pair, we have Dallas in the far lane. Samantha in the near lane. Good pair. 175.1 for Dallas and a 175.3 for Samantha. Dallas goes number 5. Samantha goes number 6. Our next pair, we have Vegeta in the far lane. Mar in the near lane. Vegeta far lane. Mar near lane. Tongue twisters. Another good run. A 173.6 for both of them. Mar gets the win light. Wow. Since both times were the same, due to the win light, Mar goes number 1, Vegeta goes number 2. If I'm correct, that's a new national record. We'll go to Mar. I will let you know in the next portion of the video with Pro Stock. Our next pair, with a bump spot, 16, is Michael with a 181.8. Next pair, we have Michelle in the far lane, Eric in the near lane. $172.0 for Eric. New national record for sure. New number one qualifier. Michelle, 175.6. Great run. Motorcycle running like hell. Eric goes number one with the new national record of a 172.0. Michelle with the 175.6 only goes number 11. Violet. Hold on. Sounds. Violet is your number 16 qualifier currently. A 178.7. In our final pair, we have the reigning world champion Snow in the far lane. The current number one in points, Steve in the near lane. $173.3 for Steve and a 175.7 for Snow. So here's your field for Pro Stock Thunder Cycle after qualifying session 1. Eric is your number one qualifier with a new national record, a 172.0. Followed by Steve, Mar, Vegeta, James, Nate, Scotty, and Caleb rounding out the top half. Bottom half of the field. Number 9 is Dallas, followed by Samantha, Sinister, Michelle, Snow, King, Terry, and Lynn on the bump. Sorry, guys. With a 178.0. Sorry, I couldn't remember for the life of me. Outside looking in, currently not qualified. Ray, Violet, Philip, and Michael. When we come back after this break, Pro Stock qualifying session number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube SpringNationals. It is time for Pro Stock qualifying session number 1. We have 2 new drivers which are on the line. Technically, 3 other new cars. 2 of those 3 are older cars that were on Team Thunder, which are no longer being used. So they are being used yet again. Up first, we have the new drivers. We have Heathen in the near lane. And we have Caden in the far lane. A 174.3 for Caden and a 176.3 for Heathen. Caden goes 1, Heathen goes 2. Our next pair, we have Alan Johnson in the far lane, and the old Team Thunder car here with the pink in the back, Jason Line. They came out of the Summit cars. 174.3 for Alan Johnson, and 177.8 for Jason Line. Alan Johnson goes number 2, Jason Line goes number 4. Our next pair, we have Greg Anderson in the other former Team Thunder car with the blue back. And V Gaines in the near lane. 174.7 for Greg Anderson and a 178.2 for V Gaines. Greg Anderson goes number 3. V Gaines goes number 6. Our next pair, we have Warren Johnson in the far lane, Kenny Koretsky near lane. 177.4 for Warren Johnson, a 1.800 for Kenny Koretsky. Warren Johnson goes number 5. Kenny Koretsky goes number 8. Our next pair, we have Roger Dodger in the far lane, and in this new car here, this is Vidisky. Roger Dodger crashes, hits cone for being disqualified. 170 with a 6 for Vidisky. He will go number 1. Vidisky goes number 1. Roger Dodger will have to try again next session. Our next pair, Team Fireball on the line. Fireball in the near lane. Dave Hazard in the far lane. $174.2 for Fireball and a 175.5 for Dave Hazard. Fireball goes number 2. Dave Hazard goes number 6. Our next pair, we have Eric Anderson in the near lane. Big E in the far lane. $173.1 for Big E and a 176.0 for Eric Anders. Big E goes number 2. Eric Anders goes number 8. Our next pair, we have CM Punk in the far lane. Dave Conley in the near lane. 170 with a 2 for CM Punk. A 176.0 for Dave Conley. CM Punk's your number 1 qualifier. CM Punk to the number 1 spot. Dave Conley to number 10. Our next pair, we have Bones in the far lane. Hockey in the near lane. Good run, a 173.2 from Hockey and a 173.4 from Bones. Bones goes number 4. Hockey goes number 5. V Gaines is now in the 16th spot, the bump spot, with his 178 with a 2. Our next pair, we have John Cena near lane, Toyota far lane. $167.7 for Toyota and a $171.8 for John Cena. They're going, Toyota's going number 1. Toyota goes number 1. John Cena goes number 4. Warren Johnson on the bump now with a 177.4. Our next pair, we have Bulma in the near lane, Civic in the far lane. Civic's going to hit cones to get disqualified. Bulma a 173.0. Bulma goes number 5. Heathen now on the bump. The 176.3 in our final pair of qualifying session number 1. We have Zan in the far lane, Fast Fish in the near lane. $173.1 from Zan and a $176.1 from Fast Fish. Zan goes number 7. Fast Fish doesn't get in the field and goes number 17. You'll see why momentarily. The current Pro Stock field after qualifying session 1. Toyota, your number 1 qualifier. The 167.7, followed by CM Punk, Vidusky, John Cena, Bulma, Big E, Zan, and Hockey rounding out the top 8. The bottom half of the field, we have Bones number 9, followed by Fireball, Caden, Alan Johnson, Greg Anderson, Dave Hazard, Eric Anders, and Dave Conley on the bump with a 176.0. Outside looking in, Fast Fish, 167 or 176.1. That's why he did not get in. Number 17. We have Heathen 18, Warren Johnson 19, Jason Line 20, V Gaines 21, Kenny Koretsky 22, Civic and Dodger disqualified, will not get a time, and we move right in to Funny Car. And here in Funny Car, we have 2 new drivers, 25 total Funny Cars trying to qualify for a 16-car field. Our first car is the new car, the Moon Eyes Funny Car here, of Alex Laughlin. First official pass. 168.0. He will go number 1. That's a new national record off the bat. Wow. If that's how Funny Car is going to start, I can't wait to see what we get with. Our next pair, we have Ron Capps in the near lane. The 6th and new Team Thunder driver in the far lane, Caden. Caden 168.3. He will go number 2. Capps clipped the outside cone. Not going to count there for that. He will get the 176.6. Caden 2, Capps 3. I know I've said it before, but I'll clarify. These outside cones, doesn't matter if they get hit. It's the center line that matters. These 2 get hit, run stands. This one, disqualification. Our next pair, we have Tony Bartone in the far lane. Frank Pedregon in the near lane. $176.8 for Frank Pedregon and $186.2 for Tony Bartone. Frank Pedregon goes number 4. Tony Bartone goes number 5. Our next pair, we have Courtney Force in the far lane. Tommy Johnson Jr. near lane. $171.7 for Courtney Force and a $179.3 for Tommy Johnson Jr. Courtney Force goes number 3. Tommy Johnson Jr. goes number 6. Our next pair, we have Matt Hagan far lane. Bob Gilbertson in the near lane. Hagan, a 176.9. Bob Gilbertson clips the outside cone. Gets a 183.2. Matt Hagan goes number 6. Bob Gilbertson goes number 8. Our next pair, we have Robert Height in the far lane. John Force in the near lane. 174-1 for Robert Height, and 176-5 for John Force. Robert Height goes number 4, John Force goes number 5. Our next pair are Tony Pedregon in the far lane, Del Worsham in the near lane. Tony Pedregon comes off the side of the track. He will get his time since he didn't hit a cone. 179.4 for Del Worsham. Even though this says 299.8 down there, it says 199.8. See? I wasn't joking. Del Worsham goes number 10. Tony Pedregon goes number 13. Our next pair, we have Jim Epler in the far lane, Dale Creasy Jr. in the near lane. $172.6 for Jim Epler and a $176.3 for Dale Creasy Jr. Jim Epler goes number 4, Dale Creasy Jr. goes number 6. Our next pair, Scoop Ricardo in the far lane, reigning world champion Mellon in the near lane. Mellon a 169.4. Scoop Ricardo a 178.1. Mellon goes number 3. Bartone goes Ricardo goes number 12. Bartone on the bump, the 186.2. Our next pair, we have Jimmy Pedregon in the far lane, Cruz Pedregon in the near lane. Cruz a 172.2. Jimmy Pedregon a 176.1. Cruz Pedregon goes number 5. Jimmy Pedregon goes number 8. Del Worsham is on the bump. A 179.4. Our next pair, we have Sinister in the far lane, Mello in the near lane. Sinister is going to get disqualified. A 170.2 for Mello. He will get his time. Mello goes number 4. Sinister will have to try again next session. Tommy Johnson Jr. is now on the bump. A 179.3. Our next pair, we have Eric in the far lane, Haletic in the near lane. Good run. Haletic will get that time. 169.7 for Eric. 172.8 for Haletic. We will check on him. Eric goes number 4. Haletic goes number 9. Matt Hagan now on the bump with a 176.9 in our final pair of funny car qualifying session number 1. Thunder in the far lane, Fisher in the near lane. $168.5 for Fisher. 171.1 for Thunder. Alex Laughlin stays number 1 qualifier and has a national record. Fisher goes number 3. Thunder goes number 7. Here's your current standings after funny car qualifying session number 1. Alex Laughlin, new national record and the number 1 qualifier with a 168.0. Followed by Caden, Fisher, Mellon, Eric, Mello, Thunder, and Courtney Forrest rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, number 9, Cruz Pedregon, followed by Jim Epler, Haletic, Robert Height, Jimmy Pedregon, Dale Creasy Jr., John Forrest, Ron Capps on the bump with a 176.6. Currently not qualified, outside looking in, Frank Pedregon, Matt Hagan, Scoop Ricardo, Tommy Johnson Jr., Del Worsham, Bob Gilbertson, Tony Bartone, Tony Pedregon with a time, Sinister with no time. We go into Top Fuel qualifying session number 1. Here we are with Top Fuel. Terry McMillan is your first one up. We have an odd number of Top Fuel dragsters. What can he do? 192.8. Not bad. That's his personal best since he started racing. With him being the first and only car down, he's your number 1 qualifier currently. Our next pair, we have Samantha in the far lane, Brittany Force in the near lane. Samantha comes off the side of the track. Doesn't hit a cone, she'll get her time. Brittany Force a 194.6. Samantha 215.1. Brittany Force goes 2. Samantha goes number 3. Our next pair with Leah Pruitt in the far lane, Morgan Lucas in the near lane. $191.7 for Morgan Lucas and a $193.1 for Leah Pruitt. Morgan Lucas just goes number 1. Morgan Lucas goes number 1. Leah Pruitt goes number 3. Our next pair, we have Rhonda Hartman-Smith in the far lane. Antron Brown in the near lane. $189.2 for Antron Brown and a $191.4 for Rhonda Hartman-Smith. Antron's going number 1. Antron Brown number 1. Rhonda Hartman-Smith goes number 2. Our next pair, Sean Langan in the far lane. Austin Prock in the near lane. Austin's going to struggle and slow down. 186.1 for Sean Langdon. He's going number 1. And 256.2 for Austin Prock. Sean Langdon goes number 1. Austin Prock goes number 9. Our next pair, we have Corey Mack in the far lane. Fisher in the near lane. Fisher at 185.6. He will go to the number 1 spot. 186.9 for Corey Mack. Fisher goes number 1. Corey Mack goes number 3. Our next pair, we have Doug Collette in the far lane. Clay Milliken in the near lane. Doug Collette 185.9. Clay Milliken 189.2. Doug Collette goes number 2. Clay Milliken goes number 6. Our next pair, we have Larry Dixon in the far lane. Kenny Bernstein in the near lane. A 165.3 for Kenny Bernstein. A 186.2 for Larry Dixon. 185.3, 186.2. Kenny Bernstein goes number 1. Larry Dixon goes number 5. Our next pair, we have Mike Dunn in the far lane. Tony Schumacher in the near lane. $184.4 for Mike Dunn. $186.2 for Tony Schumacher. Dunn's going to go to number 1 qualifier. So Mike Dunn goes number 1. Tony Schumacher goes number 7. Samantha's on your bump. The 215 with a 1. Our next pair, we have Gary Selzy in the far lane. Thunder in the near lane. Thunder a 183.3, but Gary Selzy a 182.8. Selzy 1, Thunder 2. Leah Pruitt is now on the bump. The 193.1. Our next pair, we have Bones in the far lane. Brandon Bernstein near lane. Brandon Bernstein a 178.7. He will go number 1. Bones a 183.3. Good run. Brandon Bernstein goes number 1. Bones goes number 4. Morgan Lucas is on the bump. The 191.7. And our final pair of Top Fuel qualifying session 1. We have Joe Amato in the far lane. Melanie Troxel in the near lane. Troxel 177.2. He will have the new national record. Or she will. Number 1 qualifier as well. 187.1 for Joe Amato. So Melanie Troxel went number 1. The wing broke off at the top end of the track on the last pair. She's number 1 now with a new national record of 177.2. Followed by Brandon Bernstein, Gary Selzy, Thunder, Bones, Mike Dunn, Kenny Bernstein, and Fisher rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, Doug Collette at 9, followed by Sean Langdon, Larry Dixon, Tony Schumacher, Corey Mack. Joe Amato goes number 14 with that last run. Antron Brown and Clay Milliken on the bump, the 189.2. Outside looking in, we have Rhonda Hartman-Smith, Morgan Lucas, Terry McMillan, Leah Pruitt, Brittany Force, Samantha, and Austin Prock. When we come back from this break, Mario Kart, Session 2. It is now time for qualifying session number 2 here at the YouTube SpringNationals. We start with Session 2 with Mario Kart. We have Purple Yoshi in the near lane, Waluigi in the far lane. They were in the opposite lanes in the first session. They crashed first pair down. Will they get a time this time? Yes, they will. A 167.1 for Waluigi, a 168.5 for Purple Yoshi. Waluigi went number 10. Purple Yoshi went number 14. I forgot to mention who was on the bump. It was Wario. Now the bump is Toadette with her 168.7. Two more that did not have times. Did not have good runs or times. In the first session, we have Rosalina in the near lane, Princess Peach in the far lane. Rosalina struggles, Princess Peach hits cones, will still not get a time. 190 with a 6 for Rosalina. Princess Peach will have another shot next session to try again. Rosalina becomes number 23 with a time. Our next two, Toadette's still on the bump. Lakitu and Toad both got disqualified first session. Lakitu hits cones. Will not get his time. Toad goes a 168.9. Toad goes to number 19. Toadette still on the bump with a 168.7. Our next pair, Bowser Jr. number 23 near lane. Mario number 20, Baby Mario 22 far lane. 169.0 for Baby Mario, 171.4 for Bowser Jr. Baby Mario improves to number 20. Bowser Jr. improves, will stay 23. Our next pair is the very first pair, or the very last pair that ran down the Winter Nationals qualifying session 1. Luigi far lane, Mario near lane, 168.7 to get in. 167.9 for Luigi, 170 with a 2 for Mario. Luigi bumps his way in. Luigi improves to number 11. Mario falls to number 21. Cat Peach now on the bump to 168.7. Our next pair, current 19 qualifier, Wario in the near lane. Current 18 qualifier, Green Yoshi, far lane. $166.5 for Green Yoshi, 168.9 for Wario. Yoshi will get back in. Green Yoshi up to number 5. Knocking out Cat Peach, who's in the far lane. Wario stays number 19, duplicating his session 1 time. Next pair, number 18 qualifier, Toadette near lane, 17 Cat Peach far lane. Purple Yoshi now on the bump. 68.5, Toadette's not going to get in. 166.3 for Cat Peach. She will get into Toadette, 186.1. Cat Peach now goes number 5. Toadette going to stay 18th, and Purple Yoshi now number 17. Our next pair, number 16 qualifier currently, Red Yoshi near lane. 15 qualifier, Bowser far lane. Red Yoshi currently on the bump. Nobody else can bump in this session. Bowser's going to get disqualified at 166.8 for Red Yoshi. Good run for Red Yoshi. We'll check on Bowser. Red Yoshi improves to number 8. Bowser becomes your number 16 qualifier. His 168 with a 4 from session 1. Going into the session number 3. On next, we have Baby Peach, Diddy Kong. Baby Peach currently number 15. Diddy Kong currently number 12. Good run to 168.9 from Baby Peach and a 169.1 from Diddy Kong. Baby Peach stays 15th. Diddy Kong stays 12th. Our next pair, number 11 qualifier, Koopa Troopa near lane. Number 10 qualifier, Donkey Kong, far lane. $166.3 for Koopa Troopa, 167.9 for Donkey Kong. I guess I had some errors in the qualifying area. Donkey Kong should not have ran yet. He's actually good enough for number 5 with his first session time. He will not improve. Koopa Troopa will go number 7. So up next, our real number 11 qualifier, Light Blue Yoshi, and the number 9 qualifier, Tanuki Mario. $163.8 for Tanuki Mario. 1 foul off the national record. Light Blue Yoshi, 166.5. Tanuki Mario goes number 2. Light Blue Yoshi number 10. Our next pair, Dry Bones, current number 5 qualifier near lane. Baby Luigi, current number 4 qualifier, far lane. $165.8 for Baby Luigi, $169.1 for Dry Bones. No improvement for either. They will stay 4th and 5th in our final pair. Mario Kart qualifying session number 2. The number 3 qualifier, Light Blue Shy Guy near lane. The number 1 qualifier, Shy Guy, in the far lane. Red Shy Guy has the national record. And he's going to crash this time, get disqualified. 173.3 for Light Blue Shy Guy. So here are the current Mario Kart standings after qualifying session number 2. Shy Guy is okay. So he is still your number 1 qualifier with the 163.7. Followed by Tanuki Mario, Light Blue Shy Guy, Baby Luigi, Dry Bones, Donkey Kong, Cat Peach, and Koopa Troopa running out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, Green Yoshi number 9, followed by Light Blue Yoshi, Red Yoshi, Diddy Kong, Waluigi, Luigi, Baby Peach, and Bowser on the bump. 168.4. Currently not qualified. Outside looking in, we have Purple Yoshi, Toadette, Wario, Toad, Baby Mario, Mario, Bowser Jr., and Rosalina with times. The only 2 with no times. Lakitu, Princess Peach. Pro Thunder Cycle qualifying session 2. Now. And as Mario Kart session 2 ends, Pro Thunder Cycle session 2 begins. With Linlin on the bump, 178.0. Our first pair, number 20 qualifier, Michael near lane. 19 qualifier, Philip far lane. Philip, 175.5. He will get in. 184.7 for Michael. He will not. Michael stays number 20. Philip goes up to number 11. Terry now on the bump with a 177.6. Our next pair, now number 19 qualifier, Violet near lane. Number 18 qualifier, Ray Ray far lane. $177.3 for Ray Ray and a 183.3 for Violet. Violet will not get in. Ray Ray will. Violet stays number 19. Ray Ray gets in on the bump on the 16th spot now with a 177.3. Our next pair, number 17 qualifier, Linlin near lane. Number 18 qualifier, Linlin near lane. 17 qualifier, Terry far lane. Can they get back in? 179.6 for both of them. Linlin with the win light. No improvement for either. They will not get in. Linlin stays 18. Terry stays 17. Ray Ray will stay on the bump going into session number 3. Up next, we have number 15 qualifier, King in the near lane. Number 14 qualifier, Snow in the far lane. Snow 178.2, King 185.3. King stays 15th, Snow stays 14th. Our next pair, number 13 qualifier, Michelle near lane. Number 12 qualifier, Sinister far lane. And Michelle hits cones, will be disqualified. 177.5 for Sinister. Michelle will stay 13th, Sinister will stay 12th. Our next pair, number 10 qualifier, Samantha near lane. Number 9 qualifier, Dallas far lane. Samantha 177.7 crashes at the far end. We'll check on her. She should be okay. 178.4 for Dallas. Samantha stays 10. She is okay. Dallas will stay 9th. Our next pair, number 8 qualifier, Caleb near lane. Number 7 qualifier, Scotty far lane. Teammates. Number 182.0 for Scotty. 182.7 for Caleb. No improvement. Our next pair, Nate, number 6 qualifier, Nate near lane. Number 5 qualifier, James far lane. Can they improve? That's going to be a no. Nate hits cones, gets disqualified. James, a 180 with an 8, though. He will get his time. So Nate will stay 6th. James will stay 5th. Our next pair, number 4 qualifier, Vegeta near lane. Number 3 qualifier, Mar Farlane. Teammates. Good run. 175.9 for Vegeta. 177.1 from Mar. Vegeta stays 4th. Mar stays 3rd. Final pair, Pro Stock Thunder Cycle. Qualifying session number 2. Number 2 qualifier, Steve near lane. Number 1 qualifier, Eric in the far lane. Eric has the national record. Steve a 175.6. Eric a 179.8. No improvement. They stay 1 and 2. Here's your field after 2 sessions of qualifying for Pro Stock Thunder Cycle. Eric still your number 1 qualifier with a 172.0, followed by Steve, Mar, Vegeta, James, Nate, Scotty, and Caleb rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, Dallas number 9, followed by Samantha, Phillip, Sinister, Michelle, Snow, King, and Ray Ray now on the bump. The 177.3, currently not qualified. Terry, Linlin, Violet, and Michael. Pro Stock Session 2 next. And Pro Stock Qualifying Session 2 is ready to begin. Our first pair. We have number 23 and 24 qualifiers. Civic, Roger Dodger, they had no time. They were both disqualified last session. They finally get a time. 170 with a 9 for Civic and a 191.6 for Roger Dodger. All Pro Stocks now have a time. Roger Dodger stays 24th. Civic goes up to number 4. Eric Enders is in the bump spot. Now, as I forgot to mention it the first time, it was Conley. Eric Enders on the bump with a 176.0. And the 23 qualifier, Kenny Kretsky near lane. And 22 qualifier, V Gaines far lane. Talking is hard. And run V Gaines. Or no, V Gaines 186.7. Kenny Koretsky 181.0. Kenny Koretsky stays 23. V Gaines stays 22. Next pair, number 21 qualifier, Jason Line near lane. Number 20 qualifier, Warren Johnson far lane. And Jason Line at the 177.3. Warren Johnson hits cones, will be disqualified. Will not get in. Eric Anders still sitting there with a 160 or 176.0. Warren Johnson will be moved down to 21. Jason Line up to number 20. Eric Anders still on the bump, 176.0. Next pair, number 19 qualifier, Heathen near lane. 18 qualifier, Fast Fish far lane. $176.6 for Fast Fish. $175.3 for Heathen. Fast Fish goes to the number 1 spot. Heathen goes to the number 16 bump spot with his 135.3. Next pair, Dave Conley, number 19 qualifier. Eric Enders, number 18 qualifier. Enders will not get back in. Neither will Conley. 178.4 for Dave Conley. 190 with a 9 for Eric Enders. Dave Conley will stay 19th. Eric Enders will stay 18th. Our next pair, Dave Hazard, number 17 qualifier near lane. Last one outside looking in. Number 15 qualifier, Greg Anderson far lane. Anderson not going to get improved. Hazard not going to get in. 180 with a 4 for Hazard, 195 with a 7 for Greg Anderson. Dave Hazard stays 17th. Greg Anderson stays 15th. Heathen will be your bump spot going into session number 3. Up next, number 14 qualifier, Alan Johnson near lane. Number 13 qualifier, Caden, in the far lane. Good runs, 174.4 for Caden, 177.9 for Alan Johnson. Alan Johnson will stay 13th. 14th. Caden will stay 13th. Our next pair, Fireball, number 12 qualifier near lane. Bones, number 11 qualifier far lane. Fireball 174.5, Bones 185.1. You see Bones has some issues down track. Fireball will stay 12th. Bones will stay 11th. Our next pair. Number 10 qualifier, Hockey near lane. Number 9 qualifier, Zan far lane. Zan in the lower half of the field. Unusual. 174.8 for Zan. 175.1 for Hockey. Great run. Hockey stays 10th. Zan stays 9th. No improvement despite a good run. Up next, number 8 qualifier, Biggie near lane. Number 7 qualifier, Bulma far lane. 171.6 for Bulma, 177.4 for Big E. Big E stays number 8. Bulma improves to number 6. Our next pair, number 7 qualifier, John Cena near lane. Number 4 qualifier, Vidusky far lane. It's the highest qualifying spot Vidusky's ever had. And he struggles on that one. 170 with a 3 for John Cena, 177.3 for Vidusky. Cena improves to number 4. Vidusky falls to number 5. Now our final pair of Pro Stock, qualifying session number 2. Number 1 qualifier, Toyota in the far lane. Number 2 qualifier. Number 3 qualifier, CM Punk near lane. And Toyota has some issues. CM Punk, 170 at the 5. 1800 for Toyota. Here is your Pro Stock field after qualifying session 2. Fast Fish is now your number 1 qualifier with a 166.0. Followed by Toyota, CM Punk, John Cena, Vidusky, Civic, Bulma, and Biggie rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, we have Zan, number 9, followed by Hockey, Bones, Fireball, Caden, Alan Johnson, Greg Anderson, and he's on the bump with a 175.3. Outside looking in, we have Dave Hazard, Erica Enders, Dave Conley, Jason Line, Warren Johnson, V Gaines, Kenny Koretsky, and Roger Dodger. Funny Car Session 3, now. Funny Car Session 2, not Session 3. My bad. And we start in qualifying Session 2 with Sinister. The only funny car with no time got disqualified last session. On the bump, Ron Capps with a 176.6. Here's Sinister. Can he get a time? Yes, he will. 168.3 for Sinister. Sinister goes up to number 3. John Force is now on the bump with a 176.5. Our first pair. Now number 25 qualifier, Tony Pedregon, near lane. Number 24 qualifier, Tony Bartone, far lane. $176.9 for Tony Pedregon. Bartone struggles to a 196.2. Tony Pedregon improves up to number 20. Tony Bartone, who moved down 25. Our next pair, we have Bob Gilbertson, the 24th qualifier now. And 23 qualifier, Dale Worsham, far lane. Gilbertson has issued off the starting line. 175.6 for Worsham, 196.5 for Gilbertson. Dale Worsham up to number 14. Bob Gilbertson's going to move down to 24. Dale Creasy Jr. now on the bump. 176.3. Tommy Johnson Jr. near lane, number 23. 22, Scoop Ricardo far lane. $176.6 for Ricardo. 183.1 for Tommy Johnson Jr. Tommy Johnson Jr. stays number 23. Scoop Ricardo moves up to number 19. Our next pair, number 21, Matt Hagan near lane. Number 20, Frank Pedregon far lane. Creasy still on the bump. 176.2 for Frank Pedregon and 176.4 from Matt Hagan. Both improved. Frank Pedregon goes to the bump spot with that 176.2. Hagan goes number 18. Up next, the original number 16 qualifier to start the session, Ron Capps near lane. Now sitting number 20. Number 19, John Force in the far lane. Caps 176.7. John Force 177.8. Ron Caps will stay 20th. John Force will stay 19th. Next pair. Now number 17 qualifier Dale Creasy Jr. in the near lane. Jimmy Pedregon. Number 15 qualifier in the far lane. Frank Pedregon still in the bump. 176.2. Can Creasy get back in? 171.6. He will. And a 175.6 for Jimmy Pedregon. Dale Creasy Jr. goes number 9. Jimmy Pedregon improves, avoiding being bumped out. Is now the bump spot. The 175.6. Our next pair, number 14 qualifier Robert Height near lane. 13 qualifier Helatic far lane. 176.9 for Helatic, a 175.7 for Robert Height. Helatic improves to number 7. Robert Height drops to number 14. Our next pair, number 13 qualifier Jim Epler near lane. Number 12 qualifier Cruz Pedregon far lane. Cruz has struggled, so does Epler. 180 with a 3 for Jim Epler, 182.4 for Cruz. Epler will remain 12th. 13th, my bad. Cruz Pedregon will remain 12th. Our next pair, number 9 qualifier, Courtney Force near lane. Number 9 qualifier, Thunder in the far lane. Thunder 173.0. Courtney Force 175.9. Courtney Force will stay 11. Thunder will stay 9th. Our next pair, we have Mello, number 8 qualifier near lane. Eric, the number 6 qualifier in the far lane. Teammate run. Can they improve? 169.3 for Mello. 171.0 for Eric. Mello up to number 5. Eric drops to number 7. Our next pair, number 6 qualifier Mellon, near lane. Number 4 qualifier Fisher in the far lane. $168.2 for Fisher. 169.9 for Mellon. Mellon stays 6th. Fisher up to number 2 in our final pair. Funny card qualifying session number 2. Number 3 qualifier, Caden in the near lane. Number 1 qualifier, Alex Laughlin, far lane. $169.1 for Laughlin, a 170 with a 7 for Caden. They're going to stay right where they're at. After 2 sessions of qualifying, here's your current funny card field. Alex Laughlin still your number 1 qualifier, that 168.0. Followed by Fisher, Caden, Sinister, Mello, Mellon, Eric, and Helatic rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, Thunder number 9, followed by Dale Creasy Jr., Courtney Force, Cruz Pedregon, Jim Epler, Robert Height, Dale Worsham, and Jimmy Pedregon on the bump with a 175.6. Currently outside looking in, not qualified. Frank Pedregon, Matt Hagan, John Force, Ron Capps, Scoop Ricardo, Tony Pedregon, Tommy Johnson Jr., Bob Gilberton, and Tony Bartone. Top Fuel Session 2, now. And Top Fuel is ready to go for the second session of qualifying. Clay Milken is on the bump with a 189.2. Up first, number 23, Austin Prock. 256.9 in the first session. Definitely better 188.0. He will get in the show with that run. Good run for Austin. Austin Prock goes number 15. Antron Brown on the bump. Also with a 189.2. Our first pair, we have Samantha, number 23 in the near lane. Brittany Force, number 22 in the far lane. $182.6 for Samantha, 188.3 for Brittany Force. Samantha gets in. Samantha up to number 3. Brittany Force up to number 17. Austin Prock now on the bump with that 188.0 he just ran. Our next pair, number 23 qualifier, Leah Pruitt, near lane. Number 22 qualifier, Terry McMillan, far lane. McMillan's going to struggle to a stop. won't get a time. 190 with a 7 for Leah Pruitt. McMillan falls to 23. Leah Pruitt up to number 20. Our next pair, number 22, Morgan Lucas, near lane. Number 21, Rhonda Hartman-Smith, far lane. Rhonda Hartman had a struggle. So did... Morgan Lucas kind of did. 191.4 for Morgan Lucas. 2,009 for Rhonda Hartman. Pruitt stays 20. Rhonda Hartman Smith stays 21. Our next pair, we have number 19 qualifier Clay Milliken, near lane. Number 18 qualifier Amsterdam Brown, far lane. $184.2 for Antron Brown and a $188.0 for Clay Milliken. Proc has been bumped out. Antron gets in. What a run. Clay Milliken goes up to stays 18th, tying Austin Proc's run. Antron Brown good for number 7. Up next, number 16 qualifier currently, Joe Amato, near lane. Number 15 qualifier, Corey Mack, far lane. Joe Amato is going to struggle. He will be number 16 qualifier going into session 3. 186.3 for Corey Mack, 209.9 for Joe Amato. Joe Amato stays 16th. Corey Mack, despite the slight improvement, stays 15th. Our next pair, number 14 qualifier, Tony Schumacher, near lane. Number 13 qualifier, Larry Dixon, far lane. Dixon struggles, gets his time. 183.0 for Tony Schumacher, 275.6 for Larry Dixon. Tony Schumacher up to number 5. Larry Dixon falls number 14. Our next pair, number 13 qualifier, Sean Langan, near lane. Number 12 qualifier, Doug Coletta, far lane. Doug Coletta struggles, will not get a time. 186.8 for Sean Langdon. Langdon's going to stay 13th. Doug Coletta will stay 12th. Our next pair, number 11 qualifier, Fisher in the near lane. Number 10 qualifier, Kenny Bernstein, far lane. Kenny struggles. Fisher, 185.6. He will get his time. Fisher duplicates his time from session 1. He will stay 11th. Kenny Bernstein stays 10th. Our next pair, number 9 qualifier, Mike Dunn, near lane. Number 7 qualifier, Bones in the far lane. 181.2 for Mike Dunn and 184.1 for Bones. Mike Dunn goes to number 3. Bones falls to number 8. Our next pair, number 7 qualifier, Thunder in the near lane. Number 6 qualifier, Gary Selzy in the far lane. 5 qualifier, Selzy's number 5. Selzy's going to struggle on that one, but Thunder at 181.8. 196.3 for Selzy. Selzy remains 6th. Thunder up to number 4. And our final pair of top fuel qualifying session number 2. Number 2 qualifier, Brandon Bernstein, near lane. Number 1 qualifier with the national record, Melanie Troxel in the far lane. $180 with a 6 for Troxel, $182.4 for Brandon Bernstein. They're going to stay 1 and 2. Your current top fuel field after qualifying session number 2. Melanie Troxel still your number 1 qualifier with a 177.2. Followed by Brandon Bernstein, Mike Dunn, Thunder, Samantha, Gary Selzy, Tony Schumacher, and Bones rounding out the top 8. Bottom half of the field, Antron Brown, number 9, followed by Kenny Bernstein, Fisher, Doug Coletta, Sean Langdon, Larry Dixon, Corey Mack, and Joe Amato, rounding on the bump with a 187.1. Currently outside, not qualified, Austin Proc, Clay Milliken, Brittany Force, Leah Pruitt, Rhonda Hartman-Smith, Morgan Lucas, and Terry McMillan. This concludes 2 sessions of qualifying. When we come back, qualifying sessions 3 and 4. We'll see you then.